family, welcome to Family People. I'm Raymond, and this is Marvel United, the ultimate campaign for everything Season 1. And today we are facing off again against Ronan, but this time in hard mode. So let's have a look. First of all, who have we got playing off against Ronan? We've got Star-Lord. So I think this is the first time this campaign I've used Star-Lord, and because we're playing hard mode, we've removed the double wild, so that will not be in the game. And alongside Star-Lord, we have our newly unlocked Howard the Duck. This is my first time playing this guy as well. And again, hard mode, we've removed the double wild. So typical fashion, heroes start left to right. So starting on the left, Star-Lord will draw his starting hand. He's got a heroic feat, a couple of moves, and a problem solver. Give a attack, heroic feat, or move token from the pool to another hero. So that's quite nice, plus a wild to go in the pool. And let's have a look at Howard the Duck's starting hand. We've got a heroic feat, a double attack. Love that. Kung Fu. And a single attack. Cool. Okay. So let's have a look. There are no special rules for Ronan, so that hasn't changed, but or rather the sort of the startup rules. But the special rules are whenever a hero is KO'd, they get a KO token. So we've got those to hand. When Ronan bams, he deals 2 damage to one hero in Ronan's location, and heroes choose if there's more than one hero there. In the event of overflows, we can't place civilian or thug tokens, then they do 1 damage to one hero for each token that can't be added. Heroes choose who gets the damage. And villainous plot, the heroes lose when the group has 4 knockout tokens in total. So that is what he's trying to do, is to knock us out. So of course, Star-Lord and Ronan, we are venturing back into the world of the Guardians of the Galaxy. So we've got their locations. So we started with the Collector's Museum over here as our location number 1. So at the end of your turn, you may discard an action token to draw a card. So we see we've already got some illusion to potential action tokens being thrown around in this game. We've got Xandar. As the end of your turn, you may draw 3 cards till you have 3. Draw cards till you have 3 in your hand. So that's our healing location, is Xandar. We have the Kiln. At the end of turn, you may discard a card from your hand to the bottom of your deck to place 1 token from the pool on any threat card. So that's a nice way to be able to get rid of those threats across the board. But obviously, with the risk you're losing health to do that. We have Morag. At the end of your turn, you may gain a wild token. We have the Milano. You may move to any other location. And finally, we have Nowhere. You may discard 1 action token to gain 2 action tokens of your choice between move, attack, and heroic feat. So, talking of which, that's what the locations will give us once they are uncovered and the threats are defeated. So let's have a look at the threats that Ronan will bring to bear. We have Kree Elite Force, so each thug at a location requires 2 damage rather than 1 to be defeated. We have Space Ambush. Heroes starting their location this turn take 1 damage. We have another Space Ambush going out to the Kiln. We have Jailbreak. Heroes using their moves to leave this location must use 2 moves instead. With more Kree Elite Force over at the Milano, and of course another Jailbreak then finally over in Nowhere. So they are all set up, ready to go. And of course, as always, the villain will begin, but let's first determine where Ronan will start. So we have locations 1 through 6 as always. He's starting over here at the Collector's Museum, which means our heroes will be starting over in Morag. So we are set up and ready to go. So Ronan will begin with move counterclockwise to the next location with no heroes. Okay, so counterclockwise brings him over to Nowhere. And then Kree Law. Add 1 thug token to every location. Wow, that's a cracking start for Ronan. So let's start location 1 over at Xandar. So great for us in terms of defeating those thugs that are out there in order to complete our mission. Not so great, obviously, with the threat of overflow very swiftly looming. Thankfully, we still have at least one space in every location on the board, but that is not a lot of capacity. So that is Ronan's opening gambit for us. We are then therefore going to Star-Lord. So we'll begin by drawing a card. We have another problem solver to give a token to another hero for a wild to go into the pool. Okay. And I didn't mention we've got 5 health currently on Ronan, so that's what we will need to get rid of once we've cleared enough threats, rescued enough villains, defeated enough thugs. So where do we think we're going to go first of all? So at the moment we're a bit of a pickle where we currently are, on the basis that heroes using their move to leave the location that we're currently at requires 2 move to move. So I think we're going to have to get rid of that one. So that's going to require a move and a heroic feat and an attack. So I think what we're going to do now, we're going to play one of our problem solvers. We're going to put that out, and that will enable us to give so Howard the Duck has got plenty of attack and a heroic feat, no movement however. So let's go with a heroic feat, and for Star-Lord's wild that he's going to play, he's going to do a move token to complete this. Okay. Not complete it, you know what I mean? Put a token out, yeah? So we've got our first token towards completing that threat. Okay, so we're over to Howard the Duck, and he has drawn a single move. I do love the artwork, it's fantastic. Okay, so I think we'll do a double attack, and we'll spend that heroic action as well. Do I want to spend it or want to keep it, actually? I think I might just keep hold of it on the basis that we've got a wild and we've already used a move. That means we could do a single attack to put that attack token out. We can use the wild to put out the heroic feat, so that clears that threat. So that's one gone. I'll take that, and then the extra attack will take out one of these thugs over here at Morag, and we'll keep hold of the heroic feat token. And then it says at the end of my turn, because how the duck hasn't moved, he also gains a wild token, so that's pretty wild. Sorry. Okay, so that is our second turn. We are back to Star-Lord, and he has heroic feat, a double heroic feat, no less. Okay, so what do we want to do with Star-Lord? We've got double attack in the pool. So I'm wondering, is it worth using the other problem solver and then moving to maybe the kiln, take out the hero starting location here, start with the damage, take a damage? Or we're going to move and use that double. I think we could do that actually. Just don't know what Howard's going to give us next turn. Just thinking about capacity and space, and what are we most likely to fall over on. So we're going to do problem solver on the basis that means we've got 3 tokens we can play and give another token to Howard the Duck for a future turn. So he's already got a wild and a heroic feat. Let's give him a move token. And then we're going to use the wild for Star-Lord to move over to the kiln. Do I want to do that? Yeah, I think so. And we're going to do a double attack to defeat 2 more thugs. Add them to our pool. Want to do a double attack? Oh, it's going to leave him. Oh, I don't know if I want to do that actually, because that leaves him there and he's going to take a point of damage before anything else. Oh, that's not great. What will he do instead? Okay, so instead then he'll use an attack to defeat a thug, and then the wild to rescue a civilian, and at the end of the turn he's at a location where he'll gain a wild himself. I think that's the next best thing. We've wasted an attack, but that's fine. Okay, so we are done. We are back to Ronan. Ronan will move. Not at all. He stays where he is in nowhere, and he will put out tokens. Oh, that's not what we wanted. So let's have a look. We've got a civilian going out to nowhere, and then we've run out of space. So in the event of overflow, deal 1 damage to 1 hero for each token that can't be added. So as Howard has a whole bunch of tokens, but only single use cards, single icon cards will take the damage for Howard. And then we are putting out a civilian and a thug to Milano. We can't put out the thug, so Howard will take another point of damage. And then we are also going to put out a thug and a civilian over here at the collectors. We can't put out that civilian. This time we're going to get Star-Lord to take that point of damage. So we are nearly on the verge of knockout, particularly with Howard the Duck here. So that's not great for us. Ronan has done well in his task. And we are now to Howard the Duck. So Howard will draw a card. Nice. He has a move and an attack. Move and attack. I'm thinking we could... See, I think we could clear the kiln, but it's probably the least of our worries, truth be told, because there is at least 1 space left at the kiln. On the other hand, I could maybe move to... Got a wild in the pot, and I've got lots of tokens. So that's what I think we're going to do. We're going to play the move and attack, and we've got a wild in the timeline. So we are going to do a move and attack. So that is his card. Then we've got a wild and a bunch of tokens. So let's do... no, that doesn't work because I'd have to do a double attack. So let's do a move and heroic feat instead to rescue that civilian. And then we're going to use the move. And that gives us an attack and 2 wild. So let's do an attack and a rescue a civilian, and then the final wild, let's put out a... Gonna go for a move token. Let's go for a move token. Let's see how that fares. Okay, so that is Howard's turn done. And we are over to Star-Lord. Draw a card. He has a wild. He's got another problem solver. So you can hand out another token to Howard the Duck. certainly be useful just in terms of clearing that threat that's over there in nowhere. But I'm in a bit of a quandary as to what to do. I've got to move and attack. So in fact, no, that's fine. I think that works well. So Star-Lord is going to use his problem solver, and he'll give a heroic feat to Howard the Duck, and then he will use the move and attack with his own wild as a second attack to get rid of that thug. And then with this wild, we're going to put an attack token down as the first stage of clearing this Kree elite. Do I want to do? I could leave that thug there and clear that threat instead, which would enable him to move to anywhere. I think actually that's a much better deal. At the end of your turn, you may move to any location. Now here's interesting, because I don't think I've come across this before. If I use that to move here, and it's, do I also get to claim that because I've used that to move there? Let me know in your comments below. Let me know your thoughts. I'd be interested to see what you think. I think that makes sense. At the end of his turn, he's triggered this, which moves him here, which then means he can trigger that as well. That's what I'm going to play. So he's back to where he started, and we've cleared a second of our 4 threats. So we're doing surprisingly well, actually. Equal distribution there of the mission completions. So that's quite interesting. Apologies for those with OCD here and just reverse engineering the threats. Okay, so I've just moved those. Okay, so we are back to Howard the Duck. And, okay, we've got to move. That's fine. Let's play the attack card. So that gives Howard the ability, where he is in nowhere, to use his wild token and an attack to get rid of this third of the 4 threats. I can't remember what I used now. I think I used a... Was it a wild token I used? Heroic feat token, I think it was. Just wondering, he's got a wild on here available to use instead. And I'm thinking it'd be better to dispose that heroic feat to gain maybe 2 heroic feat instead. I think that makes sense. I think that was as much as you did. I think I've just completely bamboozled myself, so apologies, folks. It's quite late. It's extraordinarily warm and muggy. So I apologise. So I think I'll call it quits there. But we've taken the efforts to use the wild instead of a token in order to play out this end of turn. You may discard a token in order to get 2 action tokens of your choice. So we've got double heroic feat available for a future turn. It's not healing, however, of course, because that is over at Xandar. We are not there. So that is it for the 3 hero actions. We are back to Ronan. So he will move counterclockwise to the next location with any heroes. So with heroes. So he is moving over to Morag, where Star-Lord is. So we've moved over to here. Okay. And then he's going to bam. He's going to do 2 damage to 1 hero in Ronan's location. Ouch. Unfortunately, Star-Lord only has 2 hit points left, 2 damage. So he is KO'd. I'm going to use these. They're officially actually immunity tokens, but that's fine. So we're going to put that there. So he's been KO'd. Swipe. That's not great. Okay, we do have these proper KO tokens, but for some reason I've only got 2 of them out in play. So I'm just pop that to one side, but that's fine. I'm using these swipe tokens to keep track of that. Okay, so that was his BAM. And of course, Star-Lord goes down. And he's then also going to follow up by putting out tokens. Thankfully, we've cleared enough. So we have got a token at the Milano of a thug. We've got a token at the kiln of a thug and 2 thugs going out to Morag, which we completely cleared, thankfully. So minimal impact, other than of course we've suffered now our first KO on Ronan's 3rd turn in. So let's just double check. Yep, Howard the Duck was for our last player. So Star-Lord is back on his feet and he is drawing his hand of 3 and a 4th. So let's have a look, see what we've got. Lots of glorious cards. Move and attack, move and feet, and a wild. Where are we at? What do we need? That's the question. So we need to clear 1 more threat. We need to clear thugs, if that's what we're going to do to clear the mission to get him. So I think, let's have a look, we've got an attack in the storyline already. We've got a wild token that we can use as well. I really want to clear Xandar. Okay, so an attack and a wild. Don't really want to pounce on clearing another threat. I could move and clear a threat, but that would then of course leave us vulnerable with Ronan on the hunt. That is not good. Okay. Which means we need to focus on the thugs. And we've got, around this half of the board here, we have got 6 thugs. So ideally, folks, I'd like to be moving around this half. I'd like to clear this one. That gives us the ability to restore our health, get our cards back. That's what ultimately is going to prevent us and protect us from being knocked out. So that would be the ideal. The problem is, of course, we've got space ambush over there. And just as a reminder, that means heroes starting their location, starting their turn in this location will suffer 1 damage. So that is not great. And that is the same, of course, at the kiln just to the right. So if Star-Lord moved 1 and put 3 tokens out, which he could do, has the capacity and the capability to do that with the attack in the storyline and the wild token, he could clear this, but that would then leave us vulnerable to Ronan attacking faster, whilst we're then still trying to clear the other 2 missions. So we are then left with having to come around this side instead, which we've cleared. We've cleared all of these, but it's not the best. But I think that is the risk we're going to have to take. So we've got an attack in the storyline. Let's play Star-Lord's move and attack. So that's what we're going to do. So we've got move and double attack and a wild available to us. So over here, let's start with an attack and a move, an attack. Do I want to do a double attack? Do I want to use that wild effectively as an extra attack? That's the conundrum. The query, the question gets us a little bit closer to what we need. Go on, let's do it. Let's spend that wild. One more. Attack. Okay. Now at the end of my turn I can move to another location. So again I'm going to move back here and claim another wild token. So that is it for Starlord. We are over to Howard the Duck and he has Neutron Disintegrator. Deal damage to a villain or a henchman in your location until they have only 1 health left. You can't use any attacks this turn. Potentially a nice end card. We're not there yet. Certainly would be useful. And we've got 2 heroic feats. We've got a move and attack in the storyline. So we could do double move and an attack. That's not great. Oh no, double. Yeah, double move and an attack. Do I just stay where I am? Oh, analysis paralysis, people. Analysis paralysis. Okay, so I'm thinking if I stay where I am, the advantage of that is... what's the advantage of that? The advantage of that is I can trade one of my heroic tokens for maybe 2 attack tokens, which would be good. But I'm having to play this move, which I'm just not going to use. It's just a wasted card. So I've got double move, which I'm not going to use, and then I can use the attack to defeat 1 more thug, and then I can spend a heroic feat to turn that into 2 attacks. So that was the mistake, folks. I should have gone for attacks rather than heroic feats, but it is what it is. Them are cookies. So we're back to Starlord, who has 2 move and a heroic feats. We've got a single attack and a single wild. We've got to move in the storyline. We've got a wild token. We've got to move in the storyline. So again, we're back to a scenario where we could defeat a threat. I think that's what I'm going to do. I can't remember what the kiln does, and I can't move more than... Yeah, I can't move more than that. So that's fine. We're going to do a move and a heroic feat. So that gives us the ability to do a move and a move and heroic feat. And then when we play our wild token to defeat that, that clears this threat. So that is now done. So the villain now attacks after every 2 hero cards. And at the end of your turn, you may discard 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck to place 1 token from the pool on any threat card, which now is irrelevant. But there you go. That's what it is, folks. That is again the way those cookies crumble. So that is where we are with Ronan. That's where we are with Starlord. We are over to Ronan, who will do move counterclockwise to the next location with any heroes, but not Bam. So he's over at the kiln with Starlord. Let us see. Cosmirod. Deal 1 damage to each hero in Ronan's location. So just the 1 damage. So we will get rid of the single attack card. Put that to the bottom. So we've got 2 cards left. And believe it or not, that's it, folks. That is as much as Ronan does. No putting out of any more tokens. No Bam. Okay. So Starlord was the last to go. We are back to Howard the Duck. Draw a card. He's got lots of tokens now. Well, and he's just drawn a big freaking gun! Oh yeah, baby! Deal 2 damage in any location. Big freaking gun. Okay, he has a move and a heroic feat in the storyline. And he's going to be going twice. No, once. Going to go once. Okay, so I think what's going to happen then is moving heroic feet. It is a double attack. I could clear what's at the collectors, but I can't remember what it is. It's the problem. Am I that bothered? Probably not. I'm probably better just to clear a thug. Oh, he's gonna have to use his big freaking gun! Okay, let's have a look, see what we got. We've got a move and a heroic feat and a double attack. So let's do a single attack where we are. That clears the thug threats. So that is done. The villain is now vulnerable to damage. We have a move and a heroic feat. And another heroic feat. And double attack. So let's use the heroic feat to rescue this skivvy. And we'll use the move to the Milano, and it says you may move to another location. Let us do that and move to the kiln, and let's see how this pans out, because it is now Star-Lord's turn. Oh, we've got no attack. Oh, we've got no tokens. Oh. Oh, that's not great, folks. That's not great. Okay. And no symbols from the big freaking gun. Cheers, Howard. Oh, okay. Do I do a move and heroic feat on the basis that I can get a wild token? Recognizing it might put me at risk. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Let's go for it. We're going to move and heroic feat. I don't have any tokens. So, move and heroic feat enables Star-Lord to jump across to Morag, using his heroic feat to defeat the civilian over to kill him first. And then at the end of his turn, he will gain a wild token. But that is it. It is now Ronan's turn, and he's going to move clockwise to the next location with no heroes. Interesting. Kreelaw. Okay, he's going to put out Toki Wokies, thugs in every location. Thankfully, we've cleared most, but not all. So we will suffer one overflow from the Collector's Museum. That means, with overflow, deal 1 damage to 1 hero for each token that cannot be added. Ha ha! The heroes choose! Oh. Oh. Okay, I can't move. Right. So heroes choose. It's gonna have to be Star-Lord. If it's Howard the Duck, or am I better to do Howard? I think I am, just because it at least replenishes his hand. Okay, we are going to KO Howard the Duck. Sorry, Howard. You're out, boy. You're out. Okay, so that is 1 KO for Howard the Duck. KO. Okay. Got his KO. Oh, he's slightly off screen. There we go. Got his KO token. And that was the overflow from the Collector's Museum. Kree has been declared and completed. And double check, Star-Lord was the last to act. We are back to Howard, and he will draw 3. Single wild. Single heroic feat. Oh, no more Mr. Nice Duck. Deal 2 damage to each enemy in your location. How to get there is the problem, folks. How to get there. I don't have a wild to get there. So this is chase time is the problem. Okay, so let's stand him up first of all. Every location is filled. So now we are in big trouble if we don't take him down. So we absolutely have to take him down. Problem is, I can't get to him. Or can I? I can use a wild. And at least cause him 2 points of damage. Meaning he's got 3 left. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. So we're going to use the wild. Gives him a wild and a move and a heroic feat. Gonna have to move 2. Heroic feat is useless. So that's the wild and the move used. Heroic feat we can't use, but he has got 2 attack tokens, which he will use to deliver 2 points of damage to Ronan. He has 3 points left. Now I can move to any location. Is it worth me doing it? The best location for me to move, what is the best location for me to move to? I don't know. I could trade my heroic feat for 2 attack tokens or a move token. Or I could I could move here to get a wild token. Oh, AP, folks, AP. Okay, I'm going to move here and I'm going to grab a wild token and hope that this pans out. We will find out soon enough. Okay. So, Star-Lord draws. Double move. It's no freaking good. Okay. Flipping heck, folks. Oh. Okay, we're gonna have to play the single wild, which means he has 2 wilds in the timeline, and he has a wild token. So he can move to the Milano, attack with a wild, and use his wild token to attack again. And Ronan has 1 hit point. And he's going to act again. Okay, folks, this is it. This is make or break time. Because if he pulls out another one of those Kree Law, we will suffer 1, 2, 3 points of damage between the 2 of us. We might be able to make that happen. Okay, let's see what happens. He has not Kree Law. Move clockwise to the next location with any heroes. Clockwise all the way around. He has come back to Howard the Duck. And bam! He's going to deal 2 damage to 1 hero. Howard is knocked out. We may not survive this. Ah. Okay, and there's nothing I can do to protect from that. And then he's going to put out 2 civilians in this location. Oh, which there is space for in the Morag. In Morag. He's got to put out a civilian in the Milano, which we do have space for. And then he's going to put out something in the kiln, but he can't because the kiln is full of thugs. So we now have to take 1 point of damage, deal 1 damage to 1 hero. So it's going to have to be Star-Lord because, of course, at the moment, Howard is off. He's got no cards. Star-Lord will take 1 point of damage. What's it going to be? I don't know what the difference is, but there you go. We'll keep the double move. We've got a wild on the timeline. Ronan's got 1 point left. He has done his worst. He has nearly won. He did cause that second KO. So 3 of 4 KOs. Just as a reminder, folks, villainous plot, the heroes lose when the group suffers 4 KOs. We get 4 tokens and we've lost. Currently, we've got 3 tokens. One more point. 1 more point and we'd have lost it. That is our window of opportunity. It is Howard's turn. He's got to move. He's got a heroic feat. He's got his neutron disintegrator. but it's no good. He says, deal damage to a villain or a henchman in your location until they have 1 health. Ronan's already got 1 health. Thankfully, as Howard stands back up to his feet, comes back around into consciousness, he remembers he has got a single wild token, and that is all that he needs to deliver the final blow and take out Ronan. And that is it. And he can play any card he likes. Doesn't matter. We'll just put out a move. That's fine. Stays where he is. He does his business. Does what he needs to do. And he delivers the final blow. And that is it. Ronan on hard. No double wilds. And that was hard, folks. I mean, that was literally the turn of those last couple of cards. That could have gone either way. Let's just have a sneaky peek. What would Ronan's next thing be? Yeah, move clockwise to the next location with any heroes, do a bam, put out more tokens. It absolutely would have been game over, folks. So yeah, we squeezed through. But that was a worthy match. Very good. Thoroughly enjoyed playing Howard the Duck. Fantastic fun. Enjoyed Star-Lord. His problem solving definitely proved very useful, passing on and enabling his companions in their moves in trying to take out and do what they needed to do on the board. So that was really, really useful, helpful, getting those threats off the board, particularly the different tokens that were required. So again, not your typical henchman where you just pound, or lots of heroic feats to take out those obstacles, as it were, causing you pain and strife. So no, really liked it. Ronan, absolutely his worth in salt, maybe in tree blood, maybe Sandarian blood, but yeah, fantastic fun. Thoroughly enjoyed that. A nice hard challenge. Apologies for my moments of analysis paralysis, but I'm sure I agree that paid off. Having to edge our bets on occasion. I hope you've enjoyed watching. I've certainly enjoyed playing. If you've liked this video, please hit that like button, and if you want to see more and encourage me to do more, like I say, I've still got more to come and to film and get to the table, then please hit that subscribe, encourage me, and yeah, we'll see. We're coming to the end now of the Avengers timeline, and you'll see that in just a moment. So we'll have unlocked and moved a bit more towards. So these next few games will be clearing the top end, the top corner of that timeline, and then we are down to working towards the Infinity Gauntlet little mini campaign, where we'll play the children of Thanos back to back and then take on Thanos himself. So the children of Thanos will be trying to gather the Infinity Stones to pass to Thanos, and then Thanos will be using them against us as we try and take him down. So yeah, really looking forward to that big climactic end to this Avengers timeline, if you will, on the Marvel United Season 1. And then let me know, if you will, in the comments, are you keen to see the finalisation of everything at the Ultimate Campaign Season 1, and we go down the Spider-Verse route, and we'll work towards unlocking Spider-Ham at the end, and you get to see what his powers and abilities are, but finally taking on the Sinister Six. So that's all 6 villains on the board at the same time, and trust me, that is a real challenge. So that's a real interesting mix. So if you want to see that, let me know in the comments below. I'm really keen to give that a go and to share that with you. Alternatively, we have got everything, another alternative, crazily bigger, wilder map for everything Season 2. So that's then moving into X-Men territory. Obviously, we've had all the new X-Men 97 coming back to Disney. I think there's going to be a Season 2 of that, or season whatever it is now, on the back of, it'll be Season 5, I think. There were 3, I think, in the original 97 series. And of course, 19th of September, we'll be back into Disney Plus with, of course, Agatha. Looking forward to that. Really keen to see what they do with that on the back of the Scarlet Witch Vision series. Really enjoyed that. So yeah, thank you. Apologies, my rambling on now. My excitement for the Marvel Universe. I absolutely love it. I love everything they're doing with it. There's the TV stuff, the movies. There's been some questionable movies, shall we say, leave it at that, more recently, but overall I'm still thoroughly enjoying the ride and really keen to see where this next few years, I guess, really takes us in terms of the cinematic universe, both on the big screen and on the smaller screen. And yeah, and then see how this then plays out. Keen to see hopefully some of those Marvel United Season 3 characters that they've obviously worked and collaborated with CMON on producing for the game, coming to the screen. Really looking forward to that. That was one of the big things that they did with the original Season 1 box set, and they threw in Taskmaster. And I can remember watching CMON, and they were like, well, what? Who's Taskmaster? Why are you including Taskmaster? Who's heard of Taskmaster in the general populace? And of course, featured in the Black Widow movie. Different, but was in there. So, you know, they know what they're doing, folks. I still have absolute faith in them. And yeah, faith in Kevin Feige and the crew in pulling this off. Thoroughly enjoyed Deadpool and Wolverine. And of course, we'll get to see some of that stuff as we move into Season 2 and everything that unveils. And of course, the Sentinels. Oh. Anyway, sorry, I'm carrying away myself. Thank you very much for watching. As always, please hit that like, hit that subscribe, and I'll see you again at the table soon. Thanks for watching.